Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy DonDon Gaming back at another video. In today's video, we are going to be going over my Season 8 NBA 2K22 Myteam predictions. Going over the level 40s, the unlimited, the token market, TTO cards, and so much more. So, let's get right on into it. Starting off at the beginning, I'm going to mention some honorable mentions first of guys that I thought should get an updated card, but I did not guess them in any of these categories. So, our mission starting off, we have Dark Matter Clint Compella. He's a card that we have not seen for a hot minute, and I think seeing a Dark Matter of him, even an Opal of him, some way, somehow this season would be very nice because we saw one of him last year as part of, I think, the season we won. So, I think it would be nice to see a better Dark Matter of him. Moving on to another honorable mention, Kyrie Irving, actually. Kyrie Irving, we all know, we had seen a pink diamond of him recently. He had an Opal locker code, if I recall correctly, back in around February. So I think it's time for Kyrie to get some love and get him a nice Dark Matter, maybe even an Invincible card for him. As well as that, we have none other than Dennis Rodman. We had seen him as a locker code free card for something for the season. I don't remember fully, but we have only have an Opal of him, and I think he's time for him to get a new card. We got a Horace Grant recently. We have Jordan. We have a Invincible Scotty. So we need we need somebody to be part of that Bulls, and we need Dennis Rodman. We need the other person, the rebound catcher, bro, to be in my team, and we need a better card of him. So he's an honorable mention as well. And our last honorable mention we have is Devin Booker T. Every single Devin Booker card we have seen so far this year that has been decently good was an Opal free card and a pink diamond free card. We've only seen Devin Booker as reward cards and no Dark Matter ones. So I would suggest us seeing a Devin Booker card sometime this season. Probably a packable one, but I do see us getting a Dark Matter Devin Booker very, very soon. But with all that being said, now let's get on to my predictions for the exact categories. Starting off, we have the exchange, and I predict Dave Cowens. Now, Dave Cowens, we have seen him in the NBA 75th. That was pretty much the last time we ever saw Dave Cowens, and I think that was the only Dave Cowens. Last year, we saw two Dave Cowens cards, so I think it's time for us to see a Dave. So let's 2K show Dave Cowens some love, and I think this is a great way to do it. Is by giving him a nice card in the exchange to where everyone can get him. And plus, the exchange is not really nothing crazy hype for everyone to be like, oh my gosh. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's just a card there for someone to get and have some fun with. That's pretty much the exchange is there for. And we haven't had too many hype names, so I think Dave Cowens would be a perfect card. Plus, he's kind of undersized at this point in the year to where there's no need for him, unless they make him run small forward, but most likely they'll make him run center power forward like he always has. Moving on to the token market. Starting off with the Galaxy Opals, we have none other than Jordan Clarkson. My prediction for Jordan Clarkson being the Opal of the set, I just think it makes so much sense because we just haven't seen a card of him at all. I know some of y'all probably like, didn't you predict this last season? Yes, I did. But we have not seen a Jordan Clarkson card since Season 2, if I'm not being so sure. And this was a Ruby card from the NBA Primetime set. So we needed a better Jordan Clarkson card. And we need it now. So 2K, if y'all are watching this, give us a Jordan Clarkson card, please. Probably doesn't need to be worth 1,000 tokens. That's why I kind of put him in the Galaxy Opal tier instead. Moving on to another Galaxy Opal I think we should see. And that is none other than TJ Warren. Now, with TJ Warren, for him, we have not seen a card at all since his Domination card, which got released day 1 of the game. And we have not seen a single, card of him since then. No mentions to him at all. And I just think it's time for him to show some love. You know what I'm saying? Make him play the small forward 2 or maybe point guard position as well. But TJ Warren needs some love, especially for him being a pretty nice, solid diamond card for his time. Earlier in the year, I think it's time for him to get a better card, and I think it's better at Season 8. Ended off with the banger. Card that started off the year, let there be a card that ends off the year. TJ Warren, I think, will be perfect for that. Now, moving on to the Dark Matters of the token market. My prediction is none other than Dean Wade. All y'all that have been around since 2K21, maybe even 2K20, y'all know the significance of Dean Wade and just how he is. A lot of people compared him to somebody. I think it was DBG people compared him to. But Yeah, I think it's time for us to see a nice Dean Wade card. We saw a pink diamond of him last year, but this year we've only seen a 0 of him this year. So I think it's time for him to get a nice card, and none other than doing it nicely, ending off Dean Wade, starting him off with a dark matter in the token market where everybody can get him, especially those that walked in for like Wilt Chamberlain. Y'all have the free 1,000 tokens right there. Or if y'all do that Curry challenge also, y'all can also get 200 tokens to work you to getting a Dean Wade potentially. But that's just a prediction. Moving on to the last player of the token market, none other than Buddy Bull. I said Buddy Bull. I meant Buddy Hield. We have him. I'll predict him probably playing shooting guard, point guard most likely, because we saw an opal of him last year as a free card. And I just think it's time for Buddy Hield to get some love being on the Kings, or even after him being traded, him potentially being part of that team. But I would suggest us seeing a Buddy Hield as that dark matter card in NBA 2K22 Season 8 coming up. We have not seen a single card of him since his diamond card, and it's just like at this point in the year, it's just like 2K just need to release just any cards, every card that we have not seen yet and that has not gotten an updated card recently, and Buddy Hield is one of those cards. Moving on to a mode that some of y'all might love, some of y'all might hate. Definitely a lot of mixed feelings about it since Season 1, but my prediction for the draft card, I'm predicting Toni Kukoc. Toni Kukoc is one of those iconic players on the Bulls. He was definitely helpful on their run, and as well as that, he's also an iconic player in my NBA 2K as well, with his size being at that forward position. So I do see us seeing a card of him of his caliber. He's not a hype enough name to where, hey, 2K are going to make him a headliner packs, but I do see him getting a rewards card this season, and I will suggest the draft mode just because we had just recently seen a Moses Malone in Season 7, so I figured, hey, maybe they're going to just release a lot more underrated cards, in my opinion, to where it's like they're not going to sell packs, but they're hype enough names to where, hey, people might want to grind for it. Like, a lot of people I know grinding for Moses Malone. So I'm pretty sure if they brought out a dark matter, maybe an invincible Toni Kukoc, I think a lot of people want to grind for that card. Moving on to the TTO cards. This is going to be TTO Online first. We have none other than Wang ZZ. Lads. Y'all know this significant card. When his Ruby card came out earlier this year, everybody used him. Anytime in Limited, anything at all that said you need rubies and lower, everybody used Wang ZZ as that center because he was a stretch big, and he, with his size, it was just unbeatable to compete against this guy. We had saw an updated card of him around the the Season 4, I think, where we had a pink diamond of him. But that pink diamond was legitimately copy and paste of his Ruby card. It only had a couple extra badges onto him, but the badges weren't crazy. So I think it's time for Wayne ZZ to get some love that he deserves, especially for being introduced this year. He needs to get shown some love, and I think the best way is putting him in the TTO Online, grinding for him as a dark matter card. Moving on to the TTO Offline mode. My guess for the Volt would be none other than Tyrique Evans. With Tyrique Evans, we have not seen a single card of him at all this year. Not even in the... Oh, I know. Sorry, take that back. We have seen him as a gold card this year. My bad. And I just think it's time for him to get some love. Last year, we saw him as a TTO Spotlight card back in... I forgot what season it was, but we saw him as a TTO Spotlight card. So I think it's time for us to get a new Tyrique Evans, especially one that can play upon be the small forward point guard or even shooting guard point guard, just to have a little bit of cheese and just be a nice fun card to have. And having me in the Volt is just up to chance. So it's not like if you miss the card, you're not going out too much. It's just like, oh man, I missed the card. It's perfectly fine because we have a whole bunch of other point guards, shooting guards that are just as tall than him. But it would be nice to see a better and new Tyrique Evans card. As well with TTO Offline Volt, we have the TTO Offline board. Last season it was Willis Reed. So this Season 8, ending it off, I think it should be a Darius Miles card. Best version of we have of him this year is a diamond card. We definitely need an updated version of this man. He was like such a usable card day one with his Ruby. Then you had his diamond, and now we have just gone empty with Darius Miles cards. And each one of them has been elite, just like Josh Smith. If y'all know Josh Smith, his amethyst was used day one. Diamond was a top tier for his time. Then you had his pink diamond that was top tier, and now you have his dark matter. So Where's Darius Miles' love? I don't know, but we better see it next season. And my guess would be as a TTO end card. And now, since it's the end card, I think we could probably see him as an invincible for that board, ending it off with Invincible Darius Miles. I think that just makes perfect sense in my opinion. Now, this next prediction I have is about Domination. Now, Domination is definitely a mixture of one. We could see it next season, we could not see it next season. Like, most likely we won't see it, but just in case, I will put out my opinion for it, just because last year, the last season we did have a Domination. It was for Invincible Vince Carter. Not many people really grinded for the card just because he was pretty much pointless because we already had a lot better point guards. And plus, most people that already grinded level 40 already had a Dark Matter Vince. But I think if they do come up with a Domination tier, I think they should end it off with Invincible Ha-Sean Jin. I know it doesn't say his name at the bottom. I'm sorry. I tried to find a better card of him for you guys, but I could not. But I do think Ha-Sean Jin, if I'm saying that correctly, should be that Domination card. He is a big body in the game. We've only seen him as a Ruby card. And plus, what makes it kind of weird is that 2K promoted him so much for his Ruby card that we have not seen a single better card of him at all this year. So I think it just makes sense for us to seeing a new card of him. And what better way to end it off as an invincible, grindable center that, make him play center power forward. Just like, so it's like, hey, if you missed Arvidas Sabonis this season, and you missed Boban Marjanovic, hey, you grind Season 8, grind all this Domination, you can get Ha-Sean Jin, which is just as good, if not probably better than both of those cards. So I think Ha-Sean Jin being that Domination end card will be great. Now, going off what I said earlier about Vince Carter, he had two other Dark Matters part of his set when you finished it. You had Paul Pierce and you had Allen Iverson. So if we get Ha-Sean Jin as a Domination, or we get a Domination tier, I think we should see two other Dark Matters added on to him, and I think those two Dark Matters are going to be George Gervin and DeAndre Fox. Both of these cards we have not seen. George Gervin this year has a reputation of just having terrible cards, or at least cards that have literally been copied and pasted. So I think it's time for him to get shown some love and get that updated card. Darren Fox, I would also suggest, we've only seen an Opal of him, which was a free card back, I think, in Season 5, with the Power Within set. And I think it's just right for him to get a better card and a usable card, too. So, for both of these cards, I think they will be part of that Domination tier. Either way, if it is Ha-Sean Jin or someone else, I just think these cards need an updated card. I think both these guys need updated cards in my team. And what better way than putting them apart as the Domination grind. Moving on to the most funnest mode this year, the greatest mode I think they added in this year, in my opinion, is Clutch Time. Who I think the Clutch Time is, who I think is going to be. The end card, I'm going to guess, is going to be Tyler Hero. The 100-win card, Tyler Hero. He's a hype enough name because we have not seen a Tyler Hero card since his Diamond card, and the Tyler Hero had won 6 Man of the Year, so it's like, where's the love at? You know what I'm saying? 2K already shown love to Scotty Barnes and gave him an endgame card for winning Rookie of the Year. But we don't have a 6 Man of the Year Dark Matter endgame invincible card? They messing up, y'all. So I predict Tyler Hero being that Clutch Time end card, 400 wins, invincible most likely, to be that great card. For him winning 6 Man of the Year, it just makes sense. Now, for the chance card, the card that, some people can get, some people can't get, RNG-based card, I think we could probably see on the wheel spin none other than Simbular. Now, hear me out. I know you guys are probably saying, that's so far-fetched, bro. Like, why are you predicting him? We have not seen a Simbular card since his Amethyst this year. And last year, we saw a cheesy Simbular card at the end of the year. So I would suggest we seeing another cheesy Simbular coming this season. And what better way than include him than as a free card for everybody to get him. And also putting on the Clutch Time wheel to make people want to grind the game out a lot more often. Now, will I say he'd be an invincible card? Most likely, just because we already seen a lot of Dark Matters in this. So I would see him and Tyler Hero both being invincible cards. But if not, Simbular just as a regular Dark Matter will be cheesy enough with his size, length, and just his player build in general. So Clutch Time wheel spin, Simbular. Clutch Time end card, Tyler Hero. Moving on to one of the most sweatiest game modes at all time, Unlimited. My guess for the Unlimited card is Eddie freaking Curry, lads. Eddie Curry, one of those iconic players since, 2K20, if I'll be being honest. He had those 2 cheesy cards, and then we had him in 2K21. But this year, we haven't had much of him. We really haven't had much. We had his Pink Diamond, which is very nice. Like, his base Metamorphosis Pink Diamond was bad, but once you evolved him, he became pretty good. But for him being a Metamorphosis card, we need a better card of him. And for him being an Unlimited card, power forward, center, Unlimited, with him having a more cheesier jumper, being able to dribble, and him being the best Curry in NBA 2K, I think it's that time. And I think the best way to do it is Unlimited. So that's my prediction for the Unlimited card being Eddie Curry, lads. Invincible as well, Invincible, Eddie Curry. So it would be a lot more cheesier. Now, moving on to the Ascensions, the level 40 section of NBA 2K. My guess for the Ascension board would be Wendell Carter Jr. Not too much to say about him. We have not seen a good card of him at all this year. Really much. The best card we have of him is his Diamond card from, I think, the Moments, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just like Ascension card is just like the exchange. It's just there for extra stuff. If you get them, cool. If you don't, hey, not the biggest of deals. But I do see Wendell Carter Jr. being that Ascension card. Not the hypest of names, but definitely a nice name for anyone to get him and be like, oh shoot, I got Wendell Carter Jr. People will be hype about that. So I don't think he's gonna be a grind. I don't think he's gonna be like 100% worth it. But I do think him being an Ascension card, I think that's a perfect spot for him. Now, level 1 of Season 8, I predict. Last year we had saw Invincible Isaiah Thomas as that level 40 card. So I would suggest they're going to probably keep it with the Short Kings. Keep him as the Invincible level 1 card. And I think the number 1 player I think we should see there is none other than Invincible Muggsy Bogues. Like, y'all, I feel like the last 2 years, 2K has been just waiting the longest time to release a good Muggsy Bogues card. And they be releasing them at the worst times. And, like, if they release him this season, it's still the worst time. But we do need to see a Muggsy Bogues card. And I think seeing him as an Invincible level 1 card, I think that's just pitch perfect. Mwah! I think that's just a great spot to see him at as a Season 8. Muggsy Bogues right there. And then point guard, shooting guard, just like Isaiah Thomas last year. Have him as that level 1 card. Everyone that logs in gets this card immediately. And I think he will be a really fun card to use. A very fun card to use. Now, for the big juicy part of the predictions, y'all all know level 40. Now, lately, all of our level 40 cards have been not the greatest. A lot of people have problems with Anthony Edwards and past Dark Matters that we have gotten. Now, what I think 2K will do differently is that since we had an Invincible this season, and since they already introduced endgame cards, my prediction that we will see an endgame level 40 card. And for a card that had won a reward this year, also known as MVP, and we have not seen a card of him since his Dunktober card, I think my prediction for level 40 is endgame Nikola Jokic. We just need him, y'all. We need him. Like, there's nothing else more to say. The man's won MVP. Like we won MVP, y'all, back to back. We have not seen a good card of him since his Dunktober Dark Matter one. So it's just like, it's time. It's Jokic's time to show off to the NBA 2K Myteam streets. And some of y'all might remember last year we had a center point guard one as well. So do I think he'll play point guard center? I would suggest so. I really would think he would probably play point guard center because he basically, it's just that's what the cheese they introduced last year. So I just think having Jokic as a level 40 point guard center in-game card will be just voila, perfecto to just see. But like I said, all this stuff is just predictions. But yeah, I do think Nikola Jokic is just that great card to have there as that last season end-game grindable card. But with all that being said, y'all, hope you guys did enjoy. I'm going to be out of town for these next couple of days. So a lot of these videos are already pre-made